Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about whether all Quran translations are correct. As you may know, most Muslims in the world don't speak Arabic, and so they would have to read the translation of the Quran. But are all translations actually correct? Let's find out. The example verse I'm going to use is verse 6 of chapter 45. I've taken two translations in English, one from Sahih International and the other from Ahmed Reza Khan. The Sahih International part, or translation, reads, "These are the verses of Allah. Allah is not translated to God." I don't know why they don't do that, because, Allah is a word that has a meaning, and it can be translated to God, but it seems that many translators don't translate Allah, they translate every other word but Allah. Anyway, these are the verses of Allah, which we recite to you in truth. Then in what statement after Allah and His verses will they believe? Now I've taken a screenshot of that verse in Arabic, and underneath each word I put the translation in English so that we can compare and see if these translations by Sahih International and Ahmed Reza Khan match up with the word-for-word translation. And we find here that Sahih International's translation does match up with the word-for-word translation. But for Ahmed Reza Khan's translation, we read, "These are the verses of Allah, which we recite to you in truth. So forsaking Allah and His signs, what will they believe in?" Now, the first sentence of this verse, the translations are the same, but the part that I highlighted in red, they are different, and they're actually quite different. And we see that Ahmed Reza Khan's translation is quite different from the word-for-word translation. So from here, we can easily conclude that not all translations are correct, unfortunately. Now, I'm not really sure why Ahmed Reza Khan would feel the need to alter the true translation, the correct translation of this verse, but one guess is that he may have noticed something that contradicted his personal belief and the belief of many Muslims, actually, and that has to do with the Hadith. Because when we look at this verse, what it is saying is that you should not believe in any statement or Hadith after God and the Quran. Now, as you know, most people, Muslims, believe in the Hadith, and it came after the Quran. And what this verse is telling them is that you should not believe in the Hadith. And so my guess is that Ahmed Reza Khan had an issue with that, and in order to reconcile that, he just changed the meaning of the second part of that verse by saying, "So forsaking Allah and His signs, what will they believe in?" Well, that is not the correct translation. So one needs to be very careful when they're reading a translation of the Quran that they don't just believe every single translation that they read, or every because this example clearly is misleading. So conclusion: don't assume all Quran translations are accurate. Now, if you are not a native Arabic-speaking person, you could, if you're suspicious of a translation, I guess you could read multiple translations in your native language, and that should kind of help you determine whether this translation is, correct or not. And if you see many different translations for the same verse, then at that point, I guess you would need to look up a dictionary. There are many Arabic to English. I don't know about other languages, and from there you can try to determine the meaning, the correct and accurate meaning of a verse that you're looking at. It's a hassle, but I guess that's easier than learning a whole new language. So Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe so you'll be notified of more.